it's British Legion, and I'm got a bit of a ramble today. A said YouTube channel put up a video a few days ago, and they made, I think, and quite a lot of us thought, I think that they made quite an uneducated dig at historical wargaming, and I think really without history, we probably wouldn't have this hobby, I don't think, because obviously we started doing wargaming using sort of historical periods right from the go. I think it's only fantasy and sci-fi crept in later on, so you know, I would have thought history sort of paved the path for our hobby. But saying that, I truly think that politics and religion shouldn't come into this hobby. It is a hobby pastime where we collect paint miniatures and then put them on the board and we act out scenarios, you know, skirmishes, full massive battles. It's a hobby, you know. It shouldn't be taken too seriously at all. There's a YouTuber that since this has all sort of come up in the air, hopefully it'll settle and we'll just get on with it now. But there's a YouTuber called the Ultrasmurf, and I've watched. I didn't even know, you know, I just came across him because he's made a proper response to this video, and yeah, lovely bloke. So you know, I'm going to give a shout out to him now. Obviously, his channel description is below. And check him out. He's into 40k and he loves his historical as well. So yeah, go and check him out. And that's the phone. So hang on. Right, back in the room, as Ringo would say. Yeah, there's a few of you who have actually done a response. VK, Dom, Boots on the Ground, and Seventh Son. They've done some more in-depth responses. Check out Seventh Son. That was really interesting. He talks about how he actually got into historical wargaming, and like that was. I enjoyed that. But for me, historical wargaming, I actually started off, well, a brief history of how I got into it. I grew up in the 70s and 80s watching all these war films, like I've said before, Where Eagles Dare, Battle of the Bulge, Waterloo, you name them. Yeah, I progressed from there. And I think as I got into my teenage years, I got into D&D a little bit, and Call of Cthulhu. So I do like my sort of strange, weird stuff. And yeah, I fell into the Games Workshop and started collecting Space Marines and stuff like that. And then I got playing with, my first game was a historical war game, and it was with rapid fire rules, and it was the Spanish Civil War, which was really good fun to play. I enjoyed that. And then I started playing bolt action. I played that a lot with my fellow hobbyist from over the road, and we played that a lot, and I really enjoyed that. It was a really easy game to play. I got into Flames of War big time in my older channel. My hair. Yeah, so that's how I got into it, and I just love it. I just love the depth of the research you can do. The range of miniatures is so immense now compared to what it was in the 70s, as VK states, what you could get, little tiny plastic Airfix models. But now it's like anything. It's like hard to pick a period where there's not a sort of a miniature range for, which is fantastic. So yeah. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to quickly flick on some of the things I'm into and still into, and I want to carry on at some point. So yeah, let's hit the deck. So kicking off, I fell deeply in love with Victory at Sea with Warlord Games when they brought that out, and I've got tons of ships. I need to play a game, I really do. So yeah, VK, if you're watching, we've got to get together at some point and play this year. Epic Napoleonics, I think it's fantastic. I just love it to bits. I like the size and the detail and the amount of figures you can put on the board, and you can really go to town on a big battle. My 28 collection, I'm afraid I am getting rid of because of Epic. I want to keep the Epic scale, and I'm actually currently selling my Napoleonics on eBay at the moment. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, good fun. And I even had a go at, I tried to do some soldiers from the British soldiers from the Falklands conflict, but that sort of just stayed as one platoon, and I did that a few years ago. I got into my Black Seas, which I love to bits. It's so therapeutic to actually make one of these sailing ships up. These I think this is HMS Victory. Yeah, they're beautiful models, again by Warlord Games. And then moving on to one of my biggest passions, the Second World War, Flames of War, and I just love German armour. I've got a massive addiction to German armour. The camouflage, they're just awesome tanks, and especially the Tiger. As my mate Owen says, why do you collect so many Tigers? But I do. I've got another tin box just full of Tigers. It's just stupid. And the good old Sherman. And the figures themselves, beautiful figures by Battlefront. These are some British Paras. These are some German SS. Again, fantastic camouflage patterns. I love painting them. And they've always got the best equipment. Good stuff. This is one of the commands for the German SS. And there's a command for some US Paras, which I really want to get back into. I've still got to paint quite a few bits of infantry for the Germans, so I will be getting back into that. And yeah, I am loving my 40k at the moment, but yeah, it's all good stuff. It's all good, and I think we've got to keep it sort of that way. We can't sort of go down the road of religion and politics and all that rubbish. It's a hobby, and we just need to enjoy it. We do this hobby to keep sane in this totally insane world. And there's the bloody phone again. On that note, I'm going. See you later.